లేదు. Actually, I am what I am because of my family, because of the support of my mother. Uh, Both for my sister and myself. I think there has never been any other talk other than supporting in sports. And as a young child, I think both my sister and myself, Pushpa and myself, we started winning at a very young age. Both my parents are not sports persons as such, but my father was working in Birlas in Calcutta. Uh, at that point in time, a lot of factory lockouts used to happen in the 70s, late 70s. So when we were born, I think parents took a decision to move to Bangalore. My father continued to work there. And our house was just next to Kantirva Stadium.
ఓకే.
And that's how mummy, after school, would not let us play on the street but would take us to the stadium. And at that point in time, there used to be India's greatest athletes, A.P. Ramaswamy, Dorothy Menezes. So we used to watch them. I used to run for a nutrient sweet. There was a coach called Mohinder Singh Gill. So he would bribe all these little kids. We were about 8 or 9 years old, and they say for every round you'd get a nutrient sweet, and that's how I started running, collecting more number of sweets. So that's how my journey began.
హైదరాబాద్లో ఎల్బీ స్టేడియంలో మీ గురించి ప్రతిరోజు మేము మాట్లాడుకునేవాళ్ళం. బికాజ్ యువర్ లెగ్స్ టైడ్, చాలా లెంగ్ది, యాక్చువల్లీ ఇన్ని మీటర్స్ ఉంటుంది అని చెప్పని మాట్లాడుకునేవాళ్ళం.
The movie measured, they've done it, but otherwise I think all athletes, that is cinema. Yeah.
కానీ మీ రియల్ లైఫ్కి ఎంతవరకు ఆ మూవీలో మనం తీసుకోవచ్చు అంటే ఏం చెప్తారు మ్యామ్? ఇస్ ఇట్ రియల్ స్టోరీ ఆఫ్ యోర్స్?
It's not a real story. I think cinema really does not portray a real story. But challenges, of course, were many. Some of the challenges are highlighted in a different format. But I think what they did very smartly was the producer, Mr. Ramaji Rao, as well as our director, shot all my running races where I beat Usha without my consent. At Nehru Stadium. So they got some live footage which made the movie, I guess, more acceptable to public. Yes, the hardship of my mother, the hardship of my family was always there. And it was portrayed in a different way. But my beating Usha, some of the scenes have been related to my story.
కానీ ఇప్పటికీ యూట్యూబ్లో షార్ట్స్ రీల్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒకలాంటి ఒక్కసారి గ్రౌండ్కి వెళ్ళి మీ షార్ట్స్ రీల్స్ ఇప్పటికీ వస్తాయి తెలుసా. సో ఇన్స్పైర్ సో మచ్.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that.
కానీ ఈ రోజుకి అమ్మాయిలు ఇంత బాగా చదువుకుంటున్నా, వాళ్ళ కాళ్ళ మీద వాళ్ళు నిలబడుతున్నా, ఇద్దరు అమ్మాయిలు ఉన్న పేరెంట్స్లో ఒక ఇన్సెక్యూరిటీ ఉంటుంది. నేను చాలా చూస్తున్నాను మ్యామ్. ఆ ఇన్సెక్యూరిటీ మీ మదర్లో కానీ మీలో కానీ నేను ఎక్కడా చూడలేదు. ఎందుకంటారు?
Insecurity comes, I think, with lack of confidence. Insecurity will come with lack of conviction. I think when a person does everything in his or her capacity with a single-minded focus and with a conscious effort not to hurt anybody in the process, you're confident. I always feel that. I said, whatever we do, as long as we do not hurt anybody intentionally or disturb anybody intentionally to achieve our prime objective in life, and be humble to everybody. I think if you don't respect one another, that thing. So I don't have any kind of insecurity as such. I have lived a life with basic minimum as a family, where we struggled to achieve throughout our journey, and I'm in a place with God's blessings where I am today.
కానీ ఒక స్పోర్ట్స్మెన్ కానండి, అథ్లీట్స్ కానండి, ఎవరికైనా సరే ఒక మంచి ఫుడ్, ప్రోటీన్ ఫుడ్, రెస్ట్ అండ్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ అండ్ సపోర్ట్ సిస్టమ్, ఇవి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్.
I think support system is the prime criteria for any child to succeed, whether music, academics, sports, cultural, dance, anything. Family backing is not there, then the child cannot blossom. And I think that's one of. With regard to diet, when we were running in the 80s, there was no question of diet. You know, for us, a non-veg would be once a week or probably once a month, depending on the financial conditions. Okay, so it's only when we get to a national level in the camp. Camps used to be for 6 months, Patiala. So there was no other opportunity. So the main diet was paneer versus chicken. If you're a vegetarian, it's paneer, and if you're a non-veg, it's chicken. So we really didn't have that kind of, you have your dal, chawal. It is like dietitian, psychologists, and the more kind of inputs, sports sciences, which was unheard of in our days. So I think in our era, whoever's achieved whatever they have in their space has been brilliant, considering some of the records are still not broken.
Yeah.
So
అందుకే అంటారు కష్టే ఫలే అని చెప్పని కదా.
yeah.
మీరేం చదువుకున్నారు మ్యామ్? వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ క్వాలిఫికేషన్ యాక్చువల్లీ?
So I joined Vijay Bank in 86, 87, soon after my 12th standard, because I needed the money to support the family as well as pursue my sporting journey. And they would take for sports quota. We all got absorbed into nationalized banks. And then I did correspondence and I completed my graduation. That's it. I'm a graduate in arts, and I've just moved on.
కానీ 90s వరకు కూడా స్పోర్ట్స్మెన్స్కి ఒకటే గోల్ ఉండేది, ఒక మంచి నేషనల్ లెవెల్లో ఇంటర్నేషనల్ లెవెల్లో ఒక గేమ్ ఆడాలి, మంచి మెడల్ కొట్టాలి, గవర్నమెంట్ జాబ్ సంపాదించాలి. రైట్ మ్యామ్? ఈవెన్ నేను కూడా అదే థాట్ ప్రాసెస్లో ఉండింది. ఇన్ని నేషనల్స్ ఆడాను, నాకు సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ రైల్వేస్లో పోస్టుల్లో జాబ్స్ వచ్చినా కూడా ఎవరు ఇవ్వలేదు. అప్పుడు కూడా ₹1,00,000 అడిగిన సందర్భం నేను ఫేస్ చేశాను. అది ఇవ్వలేక నాకు రాలేదు. ఐ హ్యావ్ చేంజ్ మై ట్రాక్ నౌ, అథ్లెటిక్స్ టువర్డ్స్ టు మీడియా. కానీ చాలా బాధ అనిపిస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు మీలాంటి వాళ్ళు చాలా సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు అథ్లెట్స్కి.
But Anjali, I think what you learned on the field is what's driving you to do this. The lessons of life on the field is what drives all of us. For me, for every child, it's not that they have to be at the international stage, but the experience of that competition, of brotherhood, of fellowship, of teamwork, all these are learnings that does not happen within the four walls of a classroom. It happens on field physically. And I think that's a learning all of us have had, which really takes us through our journey in whatever this thing. As far as jobs are concerned, yes, during our times there were, whether it's railways, services, banks, would give us a percentage of their profit as recruitment for meritorious sports. But for an average sports person, there wasn't. And when we were running, our prize money used to be, 2,000, 3,000.
అవును.
And that, sometimes the state treasury doesn't have money, so you get it after years together. So it was a struggle. It was a real struggle financially. I remember because my sister was also an international athlete. So for my parents to support, my mother would mortgage her jewelry to just get us at one championship. That time, no reservation, so you'd go on unreserved. But the will, the hunger, and the desire to come back home with a medal was enormous, irrespective of what came by. And I think if the intention is only to get a job, that's not how anybody should look at life. To do anything, I think one has to give 100%. We all say in life, we can bring the kids up to a certain age. You can't expect them to do things for us. Whatever good happens, it's a bonus, but you've got to move on. And I think, so giving that 100% in what you do is very important.
అసలు నేను ఎలా అనుకున్నానంటే, మార్నింగ్ వచ్చి మీ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేయడం ఇదంతా కూడా విజువల్స్ తీసుకుందాం అనుకున్నాను. అనుకుని మళ్ళీ మీరు ఏమన్నా అనుకుంటారేమో, వెదర్ ఐఎమ్ సపోజ్ టు ఆస్క్ ద క్వశ్చన్ ఆర్ నాట్. ఐ వాజ్ లిటిల్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్ యాక్చువల్లీ. ఐఎమ్ లిటిల్ టెన్స్డ్.
Very much. It's still a very important part of my life. My mother goes for her morning walk. My husband and I go to the gym or run or whatever. So it's that's in my DNA.